Hey guys, so this will be week 12 of Unfiltered, and it was a good week. I didn't WOD because I should sound better now than I did last time, at least when I filmed on my laptop. Sorry, I'm on the very tail end of this cold. I didn't WOD this week because I wanted to make sure that I was as recovered as possible from this cold for the competition that was yesterday. I shot a piece up at the box before coming home. And when I listened to the playback there, I realized how much echo, although the audio is better because of the microphone that I have on the camera now and the kick-ass camera that I have, there's a lot of echo there. So I'm going to have to ask some people on how to get rid of that. If there's a way to, it might just be the acoustics of the space. But if that's the case, then I'm just going to shoot right here. I believe here in my garage with this setup, I don't think there will be much echo, but I won't know until post-shooting. Again, sorry. Hopefully my coughing will get, there won't be any of it this coming week. In this week's video, you'll see the 10-minute piece where I kind of just talk about a whole bunch of shit from up at the box, and I'm going to film some stuff following this on the desktop of my Mac, and I'm gonna also throw in some video from the competition. Yeah, you'll be able to see how fat I still currently am, but whatever. The thing is, I'm feeling better. I've lost about 5 pounds, so I'm just gonna keep going, doing what I'm doing, and continue to allow this year to unfold as the healthiest year that I have, or I've had in a long time, I should say. I'm going to apply, my goal is to apply everything that I know towards myself and towards my overall health. A big part of that will just be continuing to eat better, eat quality foods in the right amounts, and keeping shit out of my diet. And that it'll just be working out consistently and staying on track and working to get my shoulders better. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end this section right now, and I will be back. Well, for you, I'll be back in a little bit for a short wrap up. Hope everything's going well with you all. I appreciate all the continued support. Enjoy this week's episode of Unfiltered. Talk soon. So this is the camera setup. You can see my camera with the Rhodes microphone on it. Those are the lights that I'm using now. It's a pretty awesome setup, and it's doing a good job. Hey, so I've now set up the camera along with some help from Brittany Decker. Thank you, Brittany. We have the lights set up. This is going to be, I kind of lost track of what week what is when it comes to Unfiltered now. But the registration for the opens has now opened. And I'll be registering here in the next week or so. It's open for 6 weeks. So it will begin right at the end of February is when the open begins. So I'm looking forward to it. Did a competition yesterday, Strength Fest down at No Risk CrossFit in Rhode Island. They put on a great competition. It was a lot of fun, and I competed alongside with Lindsay, and she did fantastic. She took 3rd place. Kudos again to you, Linz, for pushing so hard and doing so well. I took 4th place in my division. I had a blast. It was fun. And I think if it hadn't been for being on the tail end of a cold, there's a good chance I could have placed on the podium. How well, I don't know, but I'm pretty confident that had it not been for this cold that I'm fighting, I would have podiumed, and that would have been pretty cool. But either way, I had a blast. It was a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to competing again and again. And I find it's always fun to compete as a self-test and to meet people. CrossFit competitions are wonderful experiences because of all the people in this fantastic community that you get to meet, interact with, and get to know and compete alongside. And even though it's a very competitive community, it is a community, so it's very supportive. So the guy who you're going up against, who might be right behind you or right in front of you, you're going to push him and he's going to push you, and or gal in respect to the female divisions. But yeah, it was just a great experience. It was a lot of fun. It was a good competition. I'm starting to feel sore from it, but it was a good time. This week's video quality should be much better, and the audio should also be better. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this product, how it looks and how it comes out. I'm going to go home after this. I'm going to hook into my, excuse me, I'm going to use the record feature in iMovie to go through and show you guys around in my my Fitbit dashboard and stuff like that. I took a couple of pictures of the setup that I now have for this. It's going to have second and third order of effects. It'll be used for other things. But as it stands now, this is the sorry, again, just getting over this cold. This is the beginning of many things. We just wrapped up doing our second podcast episode. Once we have another one or two more, we're going to go ahead and start it. We're going to upload them and put them on iTunes. So here in the next couple of weeks, you'll be able to hear podcasts from me and one of our coaches here, Pat Hanley. He's an awesome dude. I love Pat. I'm glad he's part of us. And so far, the past 2 episodes that we've done have been a blast. We had our first guest today, who was Brittany Decker, and she was a fantastic guest. She was awesome. She sang a little bit for us. It was fantastic. And I'm not trying to, I just realized that kind of this project's possibly plugging and supporting that, but that the intent is to see where this goes. And that's what it has been since I first sat down over there and didn't put together such a good quality first video, but it still was well received, and for that I thank those of you who watched it and received it. This week coming up, I will be better at logging my days. Intros and outros will be done via this. It's a better mechanism. It should be picking up better audio quality, and the video quality is much better. So thanks again, everybody, for your support and for continuing to watch. This is going to keep going, keep rolling with it, and see what can come of it. Yeah, so it was fun doing my first competition. There was bench press in it, and my shoulder, my left shoulder on the second set, the second weight, I went a little bit wider, and I felt it on the second rep, so I decided to rack it and not push it. But today, they're okay. I mean, I'm sore all over, but I'm not unexpectedly sore, and I'm definitely not injured. So those are good things. Those are pluses. This week, back on track with doing more things to better care for, maintain, and improve my shoulders, and continuing down that path. Gonna, get back on track with tracking my food on the Fitbit dashboard, which I had done the week before. So I've got to get back on track with that. I fell off this past week, but that's okay. I fell off with tracking. I had done a little experiment with food and with coffee. I can tolerate cream, but I don't need it. There was a suspicion that maybe I was a little intolerant of cream and dairy, and I think probably there are, and I've said this before, I said this a few episodes back, a few months back, And definitely, for sure, there are levels, but I'm not willing to explore what they are. But I can say that if I have a coffee with cream in it, if it's one, it doesn't bother me. Although I do think that the coffee still does, the cream blunts the effects of the caffeine for me. Completely subjective. Not like I'm, tracking anything with blood or anything like that. And that's a little too in depth. By and large, been eating pretty good. I'll continue to eat well, and I have a scale now that feeds into my Fitbit dashboard. So I'm trying to become a little more automated, and continuing this path of exploring what technology can do to help me with this. So again, thank you for continuing to watch. And after this, I will I'll pack up, I'll go home, and I'll link in and hopefully be able to provide you with good audio there also. I have a little trick up my sleeve for that. I'm not going to show my full hand, but I've, over the past few weeks, thankfully and luckily, Kay has supported, allowed me to make some purchases to provide better quality for these interesting creative hobbies that I've seemed to have picked up and have grown. So I'm trying to improve upon those things and provide better products in the output, both video and audio quality-wise, and now even lighting-wise. I also need to thank for the podcast and for helping encourage that. I'd like to thank Dawn also. She sent me a link to an ebook that has been really helpful. So cool things, interesting things. I'm glad people are supportive of, I think, what is kind of my craziness, to even think that this stuff can go somewhere, and I don't know if it will, but I'm enjoying to do it still, and this project, at the end of the day, is still being a great tool for holding me accountable. I didn't work out this past week, but I still went to the competition. I didn't work out as a choice because of the cold that I've had, so I'll back on it come tomorrow. So I am enjoying and I'm appreciating this being this project being an accountability measure, which it was intended to be initially anyways. So thank you again for continuing to watch. Thank you for your support. Thank you for everything and anything. This has been really fun so far, and I'm enjoying. I'm going to continue to enjoy this this exploration. Hope everything's good with you. I hope you all are doing well. And yeah, thanks again. Talk to you soon. Bye. here is my Fitbit dashboard that I was telling you guys about. You'll have to forgive me. I haven't figured out how to do the screenshot recording and audio at the same time, so I'm doing an audio layover. First time doing it. But that's the front of the dashboard. I'm going back to yesterday now. You can see the activity level. Yesterday being the competition. If you look at the steps taken, it's through the roof. Busier day yesterday, a lot of activity. You have goals every day of activity. It shows your food, it shows water, calories burned, things along those lines. A lot of snapshotty type stuff. Now I'm going to go over to the log. And here in the log you can put in food, you can put activities, weight, sleep, along with the food. You can enter in as you enter stuff. You can favorite it, makes it easier to enter later, and then you can combine it and make meals. Enter the meals, too easy. Enter your water in, so you have goals every day, about 64 fluid ounces. But that's tracking your food. Here's your activity levels. I'll go back to yesterday again, and boom, you can see how much more active I was yesterday based upon the competition, and there it goes, showing calories burned. So through the roof. Steps pretty active. Again, another cool graph. You can log activity history. If you have certain activities, you can log them in there. It's a very comprehensive tool, actually. Been very impressed by it as I've played around with it more, and I'm starting to explore more of its options. Here's the weight one. Sorry for the coughing, still getting over this cold. But in the weight, it shows progress, and like I said, the scale that I have now talks to the app. So as I weigh myself, it goes through and it measures it. It does BMI breakdown. It does lean versus body fat stuff. Not too in-depth, but still pretty neat and good for good snapshot type of tracking. This is the sleep tab on the log. Shows quality of sleep, which is pretty important. Shows overall sleep, hours slept, what time you went to bed, when you fell asleep, things like that. Shows a bunch of different sleep stats over the last 30 days. So it's another cool tool. I've been geeking out on how much sleep I've been getting lately. I'll send Kay a daily screenshot whenever I get the first text message from her, so it's pretty cool. The other thing that's pretty cool, you have the workout buttons. When you actually log a workout on the Fitbit, it measures that as a specific snapshot in time, and here's all the information it gives you. It gives you your heart rate, the rate zone you were in, and how many calories you burned over the course of it. So again, this is another cool piece of aggregate data. I didn't use this function yesterday, although I should have. It would have been cool to see the 5 different workouts, what their different effects were on me, but I didn't get a chance to. So this is, I think my peak yesterday was 100, on this workout was 170 beats. This was a little over a week ago.
All right, there you have it. Hopefully, once I'm done doing the wrap-up, I go inside, everything goes as planned when it comes to the dashboard with the Fitbit. I'm going to assume it has, and I'm going to say, pretty cool, right? It's pretty impressive how far technology's come along and how far it's progressing and where it's going. This ability to track a whole ton of biodata is now available to us, and with really relatively simple and non-intrusive wearables. Fitbit. They're coming out with a new Fitbit watch, and I've decided I'm going to stick with the Charge. I think because of its lower profile, because it's very small and it provides what I need information-wise. More importantly, it all goes into one place. It's a pretty good app on the phone, but this right here, I wore through the whole competition yesterday. There was a press medley, which I didn't get video of, unfortunately. But even in the press medley, it didn't bother me. So for what we do, or what I do as far as in CrossFit goes, this doesn't get in the way. And it's a wonderful, useful tool. It's got about 5 days worth of battery life in it. The more active you are, the more frequently it's to be charged. But I can just click it in USB right to my computer while I'm sitting down for about an hour or so. If I'm not going to be moving much, or if I am, I'm just going to lose a couple of steps. But whatever. So it's super useful, super user friendly. I'm enjoying the use of it. I'm a data geek. to an extent. So it's really cool for me to be able to track all this data. I apologize for rubbing my eyes and stuff. My on-camera manners kind of suck. I will try to get better at it. I hope you enjoyed seeing everything that I did this week. I hope everything comes together. This is an evolution in the project with better lighting. That's another thing. There's going to be a shot showing you what my rig now looks like. It's evolved quite considerably since the new year, and looking back on post videos and stuff like that, and the production value. So better lighting, better audio equipment, and better video equipment. So still be doing my desktop stuff for wrap-ups at the end of the day, but I'm going to try and bookend it with better quality stuff like what you're getting right now. And I hope you enjoy it. I hope you continue to watch, and stay tuned for a podcast coming soon. That'll include yours truly and Pat, and then various guests every week. It's exciting, got a lot of things going, and like I said in the car audio thing on last week's episode, I'm enjoying this expression of creativity. These outlets, they're cool, they're exciting, I'm excited about it, and they're fun. So I hope you enjoy. I hope you're doing well, and I hope that maybe possibly I'm inspiring you or helping you to think more about your overall health and well-being. Hope everything's going well. I'll talk to you soon, guys. Have a good week. I'll see you next week on the next episode of Unfiltered. Check you later.